as we elevate above all these really important transitions we think we're about to go through, we would suggest to you that there are, in essence, three fundamental trip types. And there's a huge rotation we're about to undergo. So those three trip types are, number one, the purely analog shopping trip. If I walk into a 7-Eleven on my lunch break, just because it's there, it's near where I work, and I need a Slurpee. I'm not going to use my smartphone. I'm not looking for a coupon. I don't need to do local search. I'm not going to check in on Foursquare. I'm not going to tweet that I'm there. I don't need to pay with my phone. I think you follow what the purely analog shopping trip is all about. We think that those represent the majority of trips today, but we think that those are going to diminish significantly over the coming 5 years and 10 years. The second type of trip is the digitally influenced trip. And that's the trip that still takes place with a store. I'm either picking it up in the store after ordering it online, or these digital tools are enabling the trip while I'm in the building. And you can see we think those are going from maybe a third of trips today to 2/3 of trips in 5 or 10 years. And the third trip type is the purely digital trip. And think of that simply as e-commerce as we know it. So today, by the best data that we have, all retail in the US, about 7% moves through a purely digital trip. That is, I order it through digital means and I never go to a store. I'm not picking it up in a store. I'm not buying it in a store. We look to markets like South Korea, where total internet e-commerce penetration is about 20%, and we can see a future pretty plausible where we are at 20 or 21% here in the US over the next 10 years. So as you think about each of the topics we go through, just anchor yourself in these three trip types. And I want you to keep in mind that the most fundamental shift isn't going to be that e-commerce is going to be the dominant distribution channel. That's not what we're here to tell you. We are here to tell you it's going to nearly triple its share of the total retail volume in the US. But perhaps even more important, that digitally influenced trip will be the dominant trip in our industry.